Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and I would like to say welcome to everybody that's now subscribed. We just hit over 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for that. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe as well, and I'll tell you why you get some of the benefits of being subscribed to the channel. Every month we're doing a giveaway. This month I think I'm going to give away a set of the Audio Legacy 2. Really nice little IEMs, so subscribe to that. You're entered into this month's draw, and you'll be entered into every month's draw here on out. On the build up to Christmas, I'm hoping to give away some really crazy and nice stuff. The other reason you want to be subscribed is that subscribers to the channel get to leave comments down below in the comment section, and they get to ask specific questions for future videos. The aim of this channel, as you're about to see today, is not just to do the individual reviews. Yes, we're going to have individual reviews, and we do have individual reviews of all the earphones you're going to look at today. But what we're going to do is our subscribers can leave a comment down below, and they can say, I want to see one headphone versus another headphone. I want to see X versus Y, and we can do direct comparisons. Like recently, we just did the Audio Oracle versus the Excalibur. We did the two Solarises against each other, Campfire audio headphones against each other. So if you're trying to make a decision, you're thinking of two earphones, and obviously I have a lot of earphones here, I can do comparisons, direct comparisons for you, and that's going to give you a better chance of understanding what you're getting. It's all very good, as I've said this a million times, it's very good me saying something like the Dunu DK3001 has fantastic bass, lovely smooth mids and lovely warmth, but how does it compare to the files directly head to head? Which one of these is better and for what reasons? That seems to me like an easier way to do things when you're making a purchasing decision. And to tie it in with that, so this video is one that has been asked for in numerous different ways, and I just thought I'm going to do this as one big lot. And we're going to do the usual thing where I rank the headphones according to my preferences and the way I listen to music. And I'm going to talk about the ways that I perceive them. This is an all-balanced armature shootout, if you will. We have these ones that are all very similarly priced between sort of $450 and $650. And then I want to just touch on a couple of different balanced armatures for various reasons. The driver technology has been getting a little bit crazy now. We've got a lot of options driver technology. We have planar like in the Tin Hi-Fi P1. We have dynamic in the Blonde and many others. We have hybrids in the Dunus and the Audios. We have so many different options, some with electrostats, some with balanced armatures, some with dynamic drivers, some with planars. It's a very, very flooded space at this point in time, and that's a really good thing for the buyers. So a lot of people are still really big fans of all BA drivers. All BA drivers, when I started in this hobby, were the holy grail. Multi-BA custom IEM was the holy grail of it. Since then, I don't bother with custom in-ear monitors. I think unless you're a musician, it's kind of a waste of time. And they don't really have resale on them, so that's why I tend to stay away from customs. And thankfully now we have tons of really good options, especially coming out the Chinese market. There's two earphones here that I am not currently in possession of. The Dunu SA6, which I will talk about. I have that and it's loaned out just now. I also have the Etymotic ER4 XR and SE. Is it the SE or the Studio Edition? I have both of the XR4s, and actually I might touch on the newer Shure Ionic 3 that I have as well, but I don't have it with me just now. This comparison is why I've been away for almost a week now. I've been doing direct head-to-head comparisons between all of these earphones, back and forth A/B testing, and I've been having friends help me with blind A/B testing on these as well. The findings are actually quite interesting, not just because of the different price points and the different ways that people design the earphones, but in terms of the sound is vastly different what you can do with a BA depending on the tuning and the configuration and the types of balanced armatures that you've got out there. let's get into what the earphones that I'm going to be comparing today are. This is the Campfire Audio Holocene. So you're going to have to bear with me because this is a lot of information to remember, the number of drivers, the types of drivers, and so on in here. This is the Campfire Audio Holocene. This is a 3 balanced armature earphone. It retails at $649 and it has one driver for the highs, mids and lows. And it's set up in that configuration with Campfire Audio's custom 3D printed acoustic tube that they use. This is the Kinera Skuld. This is one that I've recently reviewed on the channel. It is one of the most gorgeous looking earphones that I've ever seen in my life. It just has stunning appearance to it. This is a 5 balanced armature. It has 3 nulls and I believe two custom tuned balanced armatures. It'll probably be made by Knowles or Sonian or one of those companies, but it's they say that it's custom for them. So they have 5 in total, 3 Knowles and 2 what they say is proprietary. This is the Hibby Crystal 6. This retails, I believe, about $450 or $459. It is a 6 balanced armature driver earphone. This is the Kiwi Ears Orchestra. It is an 8 balanced armature earphone. So you can see we're going up. We've got 3, 5, 6, 8, 8. This is an 8 balanced armature earphone, and we'll talk about that in a little second because it's quite interesting. This is the Fearless Audio S8P. I also have the S8F, which I do like. I like both of them equally, but I just think that this one is much more my favourite, the S8P. It's a little bit easier to listen to, a little bit less aggressive than the Freedom. The Freedom's still a fantastic earphone. It's just in terms of sort of aggressiveness of in-your-face performance. I find these to be a little bit less fatiguing than the S8F. So that is the ones in the $450 to $600 category. We'll put these down here to the side right now and we'll talk about these two. Now, this is the KZ AST, a recent release from KZ, which I declared is the best KZ earphone on the market right now. This one has an outstanding 24 balanced armatures, 12 aside. It is insane to look at on the inside. It's a huge earphone, but in terms of sound, this is the best sounding KZ that's out there. This is the recently released 1 balanced armature Campfire Audio Satsuma, not the Honeydew. The Honeydew is the dynamic driver. And this is 1 balanced armature. This one I believe is $130 and this one is $200 and can be bought on Amazon now. So Campfire Audio are now available on Amazon for some of their earphones. All the testing has been done with the Dethonry Honey H1 directly at my iPhone using a DD Hi-Fi adapter to a 3.5 and through balanced using the iBasso DX300 up there. Links to everything in this video, all of this stuff is going to be down below. So yes, this is going to be a long video, but let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the KZs and the Campfire Audio. You would think, why have I put both of them up here? Well, this is a $200 earphone, and this is sort of in with the theme of what I want to talk about is Western companies are struggling at this point. These sound definitively better than these by quite a margin. These are a single balanced armature earphone for $200. Yes, they're tuned very nicely for a single balanced armature, but these sound dramatically better in terms of bass response. Overall tuning, I think, is just slightly ahead, but detail retrieval is far ahead, and in terms of soundstage expansiveness, that sort of thing. These, I would say, are the gold standard of the budget all balanced armature earphones. I know $130 is still a lot of money, and I know it is a KZ earphone where you're going to need to purchase a separate cable because their cables are some of the worst on the planet. But for $70 less than this, it sounds better. However, for $70 more, you get better build quality, you get better accessories, you get better cable, you get better build quality, and I think they're essentially better looking, and they're far more comfortable. So in the budget space, it's not that easy to determine like what is good. I think some of the best earphones in this price are actually things like the Moondrop Aria, the Theaudio Legacy 2 that we're going to be giving away. I think they give a little bit more oomph overall, but if we're talking about pure balanced armatures, then these KZ AST are definitely the ones that I would be buying at this price point, with the caveat that I would spend $20 extra to upgrade the cable and maybe get some nice tips for them. I just don't think that Campfire are an American company operating in an American landscape with American employees, American procedures. KZ are knocking these out in Shenzhen, and it's just that's where the difference is going to be coming. These are still good value when you look in relation to build quality and stuff, but I think sound overall, these are the sort of sub $200 ones that I would be buying right now. Now let's get into the overall, the main reason that most people have been asking for these direct head-to-heads and comparisons. I'm going to talk about purely sound first. If we talk about purely sound, then I'm going to, after that, touch on the sort of accessories, overall package, value for money, that sort of thing. The sound rankings, let's just straight up and go and say that the Hibby Crystal 6 are nowhere near the other ones on this list. Hibby Crystal 6, good set of earphones, nice sounding, but the more I've listened to them in direct comparison to these other ones, I just don't think that they are there. I'm going to then put the orchestras. These are the Kiwi Ears Orchestra, 8 balanced armatures, and I'm going to put them just above. I'm going to put them actually quite a bit above in terms of direct head-to-head. I think there's quite a gap between the Hibbies and what else is here. The next one I would have is the Kinera Skuld, and up at the top the S8P, and I would put the Holocene, the Campfire Audio Holocene, off to the side, where I would also keep something like the, let's say the Etymotics I was talking about earlier. The Etymotics are, we'll talk about these. These are listeners' earphones. These are earphones that I would say are listeners. This would be into a separate category of balanced armatures, which are performers' earphones and critical listening, analytical listening. These I consider, and the more I've been listening to them, the more I consider these to be the baby Campfire Audio Jupiters. They are nice and flat in response. They are extremely detailed, but overall it's just the neutrality, no overemphasis. When you're using it with the Dithonray, it matches up nicely because the Dithonray's got a lot of lushness and smoothness, but using it with the iBasso, you can really see that quality as an analytical earphone. So I always kind of keep 3 categories of earphones. I keep bass heavy, like bass head earphones, general listening earphones, and analytical listening earphones. So that is why it's off to the side. I don't say it's better or worse than any of these. I just say that it's kind of a different usage case. If you like something like the Etymotic ER4s, you're going to like this. You're going to like the Campfire Audio Jupiter, which are a little bit up there as well. In terms of this, get these off to the side with the others now, because I just don't think that there's much point in comparing these with other ones. If you're wanting to spend $650 for a beautiful set of earphones with stunning accessories, good cable, nice case, and some of the best build quality on the planet, these are the ones if you like that analytical, critical listening earphone. In terms of these, the Hibby, the reason why it is down at the bottom, despite it being a very good earphone in its own right and decent at its price point, there's another earphone in here that's not in here called the Dunu SA6. The Dunu SA6 is a 6 balanced armature earphone that incorporates 2 balanced armatures for each frequency band, low, mids and highs. The SA6 is just overall a better earphone. It has better resolution and it has better low-end performance as well, although neither of these have really great extension. the Hibbies, I just think overall is lacking a little bit of detail in comparison with the others. So we'll eliminate those. Still decent. If you're going to find these down at like $400, then I would consider them. But just at $450, you're thrown into a mix against, you're kind of close to the Kiwi Ears Orchestra, but you're definitely in direct competition with the Dunu SA6 at that price point. So with those ones out the way now, we are left with these three earphones. These two I would just put slightly like this. Like, the tuning's not that far off between all of them. All of them have a slight bump in the bass. The orchestra is probably the most neutral of all of them. I would think that a lot of people are going to get on well with the orchestra. I think that they're a really nice, smooth, detailed sounding set of earphones. They have 8 balanced armatures. The only thing is that for $50 more, you are into Fearless Audio territory, and Fearless Audio's S8 are exceptionally well made in terms of the tuning of them. I think that they're detail monsters. I think that they are. They have a good little bump on the mid bass with stunning mid bass texture, which I was doing the testing. I was listening to a lot of jazz music, especially between the two of these, and the mid bass texture on this is incredible. I think once you remove that dynamic driver with its slower speed and you do go back to an all balanced armature earphone, you appreciate the sort of detail and the nuance that you're getting in that lower end. Yes, you're sacrificing against hybrids. You're going to sacrifice in terms of the dynamic driver slam and the sub bass response, but you do get something back in the mid bass response. The speed of it and the articulation of it is very, very, very nice, and these do it excellently with no bleeding into the mid range. Beautiful, smooth mids. I'm going to say that the Kinera Skuld, for having 3 less drivers, they don't sound any less impressive for the most part. I just think everything's just slightly dialed back from the Fearless Audio. It's the detail retrieval is probably the one area where the Fearless pull ahead from them. In terms of saying that, it always people jump on the bandwagon when people say things like this, and this is what I'm trying to emphasize, is that none of these earphones, even down to the AST, are lacking in any way in detail. It's just these really fine micro details which you would have to really be listening to. You feel that the Fearless pulls away, and also in the treble's a lot more manageable in this. This is a little bit more aggressively tuned, not V-shape as such, but it's a smoother overall, slightly warmer sounding tuning, which makes me think that yes, these might be technically the better earphones, but at the same time I really enjoy listening to these. So what puts these behind is that these are technically a very capable earphone as well, and you can see we're moving into a triangle here where this is everything that's really good. This is $500, and the sound is fantastic. The sound is neutral, balanced, but not overly cold, not overly analytical, wonderful details and so on. So in terms of these three, the way I'm going to say it on sound for you has to be that if you like more neutrality, you go for this one. If you like a lot of details and a slight bump to the mid bass, then this one. And if you like an overall smoother, more lusher sounding earphone, not super lush, but an overall more lusher sounding earphone than the other ones in this list, then this is the one that you would go for. There's no real definitive answer here. I know people are wanting me to say this is better than this, is better than this, is better than this. It's up to you with the way you listen to your music, how do you listen to your music, what type of genres do you listen to? Do you like smooth sound? Do you like listening for micro details? Do you like big soundstage? All of these are capable earphones, with the exception of maybe these. And possibly the Hibbies are in that category as well. But in terms of these four, all of them offer something truly unique if it suits you as a person. Build quality, let's clean up with a little bit of everything else. Build quality, without a doubt, you're not going to beat the Campfire Audio build quality on this. Absolutely flawless, stunning looks, and they've got the new little glow-in-the-dark logo, which I think is really, really cool. Next up in build quality, I'm going to say these are all pretty even. They're all resin shells. The only area maybe is that these are flush mounted 2-pin connectors. These have a recess on them, and these have a recess. So I would put the Kiwi ears, you know, probably down at the bottom. Let's do the ranking of build quality. 1, boom, 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 boom. So build quality, best, excellent, and you know, good as well, but they've got the flush mounted 2-pin connector, which I don't like as much as having a recess on it. In terms of looks, I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, which one do you think is better looking out of all of these? For me, I think these are stunning, but these are kind of hard to ignore the craftsmanship in these. I'm going to give it to the Kinera Skuld. I just think that is such a dope looking earphone. That is just gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And they've not just face plated it, they've inlaid it into the resin itself. It's gorgeous. So we'll put that one at the top. I'm going to go this one, and the Kiwi Ears Orchestra down the bottom again, just because they are a little bit boring. Now, accessories. Accessories, I would go Campfire Audio, Kinera, and Fearless, all tied up. All of these give you excellent cases, excellent cables. Exception of these, Campfire Audio have crap cables. Really don't like Campfire Audio cables. Love their earphones, don't like their cables. These two have better cables. But you could buy something like a Holocene cable, as I use with the Campfire Audio Solaris, in case you were wondering why this was here. This is very down on in terms of accessories, cables and stuff like that. The cable's decent, but overall, like the accessories packaging and stuff like that isn't as good. So any three of the, I'm going to take Campfire Audio down a notch for continuously making poor cables. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now overall value for money. Value for money, I want to take these out, and I'll tell you why I'm going to take these out. There's less and less analytical earphones. This is really should be compared against the the Etymotics that I was talking about, the XR4. The XR4 sound about as good and as useful as an analytical tool, or as a monitoring earphone. These are just better in every other category, like build quality, accessories, cable, and so on. But they are $300 or so more. So take that what you will. I don't think these are particularly good value for money earphones as a tool, because a tool is a tool, and if you're doing it for monitoring music, then you know you can just go out and you can buy a XR4 or something like that. The value for money, I think the Kiwi Ears again has to go at the bottom there. Let's bring the Hibbies back in, and yeah, why not? Let's bring the KZs back in. KZs, exceptional value for money. These are in the good value for money pile, good value for money pile, excellent value for money pile. Just in terms of accessories and all that other stuff combined with it, these two have top quality sound for the price point, for balanced armatures, and they have some of the best accessories and cables in that range as well. The Dunu SA6 is also needs to be up there, perhaps even up above all of these, because the Dunu SA6 comes with one of the Dunu cables. It's not this one, but it has the adapter plug that Dunu allows you to switch. The cable with the SA6, I would say, takes it slightly above in overall value. And these two have to sit down here. So that's it. So let's do one other thing that we always do at the end of the reviews, because this has been going on a lot, and I know this hasn't been specifically one-on-one, but I just wanted to give an overall review or an overall view to you of these earphones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give specific responses in the comment section below. Leave your specifics and say that one versus that one, and I'm just going to do it that way, and I'm going to say why. Just leave what music do you listen to, what's your genres, and what source are you using, and then I am going to I'll give you a recommendation head to head. You know, do you think it's worth spending an extra $100 to go up to this or so on? Let's do it in terms of if I had any amount of money to spend, which one of these would I be buying right now? Easily for me, it is the Kinera Skuld or the S8P. If I'm listening to a little bit more flatter, I want a little bit more flatter tuning, I would buy this. If I was wanting something that looks good, sounds smooth, I would go with this. Just below it, I'm going to go Kiwi Orchestra. I'm going to go Hibbies, and I probably just don't think that these and these are that great of value. And if I was spending under $200 on an all-balanced armature set, I'd probably buy these. But if you're me, you're not buying an all-balanced armature set under $200, you're buying the Tin Hi-Fi P1, provided you have a good source. But that'll be for another video. The next video that I'm going to do, I believe it will be a tri-bridge showdown. I'm still waiting to finish up the Zen's Up review. Sorry about that, but it's kind of been running over because this has taken a long time to do head-to-head testing with. The Zen's Up will get up soon, maybe in the next week or so, maybe not. But once the Zen's Up review is done, then I'm going to do a giant tri-bridge shootout at around about $500 to $700. I'm going to bring in a lot of earphones in, and then I'm going to start making my lists for the year, because you can see we have had a ton of earphones this year that we have in for review. I'll just bring them all in. So I just want to finish up by saying this. You can see there's a lot of earphones on this desk. And there's more all around me. I am surrounded by earphones right now. If there's anything here that you are seeing that you like, please go ahead and leave comments down below and ask me what you want to see head to head. I really want to do that. I really enjoy making these videos. I really enjoy the community that we've got on this channel. I really like having those discussions with you. And I really like to see what your thoughts are on it. So, yeah, let me know. What do you want to see go up against each other? We'll put any of these up against each other, whether it sounds stupid or not. If you want to do a $100 earphone versus a $1,000 earphone, that might be a good one. Let's put $1,500 earphones against $100 earphones. Are these really worth 20 or so times the other one? Let's do it. Let's get the channel going. Let's get the comparisons going. Leave your experiences and your comparisons yourself. I'd love to hear feedback on which one. If you see somebody else asking a question in the comments, hit them up with a response. Share your knowledge. Let other people get to know. And let's get people the headphones that they need, the headphones that they want, and the headphones that are going to be the best value for money for them. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next review. I think is going to be the BESaudio DX300. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see that, and I'll see you on the next video.